Okay, we are back. All right, next we have our public comment section. The council's intention is to preserve the level of respect, courtesy, and civility required to successfully conduct the public's business. In this regard, the council should be addressed during public participation as a collective body and not individual members. In order to respect the speaker's time, council members will not engage in a dialogue or debate with the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for purposes of clarification. Council members can offer comments on a speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame. Is there anyone who would like to address the council this evening?
Barney Graflinger, 3504 Ramsbury Court, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Marty Graflinger. I'm the president of the BMIA, and I'm here tonight to provide an exciting update on the upcoming Water Carnival. First, I'd like to extend our gratitude to the mayor and the administration for their support of this event. We've received confirmation from the Recreation Department that they have submitted their budget, which includes the Water Carnival. This event has been a cherished tradition in our community, and we are committed to bringing it back to its original glory. We've been in discussions with various groups and individuals who are eager to submit floats for this summer's carnival. We believe that with our combined efforts, we can facilitate their participation and create a truly spectacular event for everyone to enjoy. Additionally, we are looking into hosting a float building seminar at the BMIA building in the near future to help foster creativity and collaboration. So now I'd like to move on to some important upcoming events. On Saturday, December 14th, the BMIA will be assisting the Coupon Clip It Club with their annual toy drive. We invite anyone interested in volunteering to join us at the BMIA building located at 40 Arbutus Street at 9:30 a.m. We will gavel in at 9:30 a.m., followed by instructions from Nance, she's the head of the Coupon Clip It Club, on how we can best assist. The Coupon Clip It Club has mentioned feeling very overwhelmed on the day of the drive, so we want to do everything we can to support their efforts. We believe it's crucial to reach out to those who need assistance in our community. Next, I am thrilled to...
repeat that date?
That would be Saturday, December 14th. Okay. Next, I'm thrilled to announce our inaugural Free Friday Fun Night at the BMIA, kicking off January 3rd with karaoke night. We will provide snacks and beverages, so come on by and showcase your singing talent. The festivities will start at 7 p.m. and conclude at 9 p.m., ensuring everyone can get home at a reasonable hour. We plan to host fun events on the first Friday of every month, except for the month of October, when we'll be having a fantastic Halloween costume party on October 31st. So more details about that will be coming soon. Looking ahead, we'll also be hosting our Passport to Worldly Cuisine dinner on January 25th. where we will invite everyone to bring a signature cultural dish to share. We are excited to experience the diverse flavors our community has to offer. In March, we will host Coffee with a Cop, providing an opportunity to engage with Pemberton Township Police and hear about what's happening in our town from their perspective. Also in March, the clean communities are going to kick back up, so we'll be talking about that later. I also want to put on my other hat as a member of Pemberton Historic Trust. And just as a side note, my son is the president of Pemberton Historic Trust. I don't know if you guys know that. So he's the one who opened the museum and got the grants. So this Sunday, a really spectacular thing is happening at Pemberton Township Historic Trust. So that's the North Pemberton train station. They have every month an author series where an author comes to speak about a book they've written, and they have copies of the book which you can buy. This month is a guy named Lenny Wagner, and he's the president of Morristown Historic Trust. So he's coming by to talk about his book about a guy named Walter French, who was raised in Morristown and born 1899 and died 1984. This guy simultaneously played in the MLB and the NFL at the same time. He played for the Philadelphia Athletics in 1923 and the Pottsville Maroons in 1925. And he went to the World Series in 1929 against the Chicago Cubs. So it should be a really interesting time to hear about this guy's life that's from our area. So I encourage everyone to participate in our events. And remember that BMA membership is only $15 per family per year. Also, Pemberton Historic Trust is also $15 per year. So you can pay for your membership at any general membership meeting or mail us a check to P.O. Box 284, New Lisbon, New Jersey, 08064. I'm going to thank you all for your time, and I hope to see you at our events, and have a wonderful evening.
A quick question for you, sorry. All the events that's coming up, besides your Facebook pages, do we have something on our website, the township website?
Yes, I've noticed they have put our events up, and it also is on the marquee. So, and then if you get on my list, I will send you a text message, which some of you are getting, right, text messages. And then there's, I use Constant Contact for email too.
Okay.
So if you'd like to be on that list, you can reach out to me.
I'm on your list.
You are? Okay. So I try to keep everybody, I try to be really good with the communication.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council this evening? She beat you to it, Mr. Ellis.
My name is Ann Rapisarda. I live at 5 Wellington Drive in Lumberton, New Jersey. Mine won't be as fun as hers. Sorry, I don't have any events. So I do not actually live in Pemberton. I live and work in Burlington County at Lockheed Martin. I'm a CPA there for the last 30 years. I'm also the vice president of the Friends of Burlington County Animal Shelter, and I wanted just to speak to you briefly tonight about the animal issues in your town that we are trying to help with. We are, if you've never heard of us, we're a nonprofit. We raise over $500,000 a year from businesses and just the general public, and we use this money to support the county animal shelter. We pay for all the advanced medical bills of the shelter, broken tails, broken teeth, animals hit by cars. We pay for all that. We pay for dog training, we pay for foster care, low-cost spay and neuter, TNR, and many other expenses that people realize the county does not pay for and will not. We are working very hard to get our county shelter to a no-kill status. Through a lot of hard work and partnership with the shelter, we have kept the dog save rate above 90%, which is amazing since most of the dogs at the shelter are pit bull mixes. 16% of these dogs, however, which is 175 through October year to date, have come from Pemberton. Our last hurdle is getting the cat save rate to a no-kill status. Adoptable cats are not the issue. We've managed to get all adoptable cats safely out of the shelter. They're never euthanized unless they're beyond saving. It's the community cats that are dragging down the save rate. Over 200 community cats were euthanized to date this year, And the second highest number, and sometimes the first, comes from Pemberton. Willingboro, you guys kind of waver back and forth between first and second place. And not only do we want to help these cats, we also want to spare our county workers from having to euthanize perfectly healthy animals on a daily basis. A lot of these shelter workers experience compassion fatigue. I've known one personally that turned down a promotion because it came with euthanasia and he just couldn't do it. And we would never want to do any of these jobs. I mean, admit it, who wants to do that as your work? So our organization has reached out to your town representatives. We sent 3 emails over the last few months. We haven't heard anything back. I did try to work with someone else on your board last year, but really didn't get anywhere. And I know it's a contentious issue. Community cats, I mean, I own 2 cats. I wouldn't want cats in my yard either, I get it. I mean, we are not promoting crazy cat ladies. We just would like to have a TNR ordinance in your town that will help us at least do some nuisance abatement, you know, help fix, vaccinate, ear tip these cats so they don't keep reproducing in your towns. I've personally trapped at the mobile home park over there, I forget the name of it, but you know, they're overrun with cats. There's many areas overrun with cats. And we would just like to save the shelter from having to euthanize perfectly healthy animals, and also to get our save rate to over 90%. It would be great to be a no-kill county. Monmouth County has done it, Cape May County has done it, Camden County's on their way. You know, we are lagging behind because of the top 5 towns that keep sending these animals in. So, you know, so I'm hoping the lack of response doesn't represent the town council's combined view of homeless animals. And I'm just hoping that maybe we can just, you know, I could get someone to respond, so we just, you know, we're gonna pay for everything. There's not gonna be any additional cost for Pemberton. And if we're talking about 30 cats, that's it. There's 230 come from you guys. So we're going town to town. If we could just fix these little small pockets, our save rate would be at no kill for the whole shelter. And that would be a major milestone for them. So thank you for your time. And we'll send another email, and hopefully we will hear back from someone. Thank you.
Can you make sure that I get a copy of that email, because I haven't received anything?
Okay. Yeah, we sent it to Sunshine and Amy Everett. And here's a handout. It kind of talks about the program and how we can help. Again, no cost to you guys. Thank you.
I've been coming here from 3 months, 4 months. And Mr. Mayor Jack is not responding to my request, council request, anybody's request. He has his own ways. He don't know how to deal with the public. And he's doing these things. He told Rosemary to send a letter to realtor, but I'm not gonna sell this property to Mr. L. The other week he called, text my daughter and say, I'm not gonna sell this property. Now, friends are coming in and out. Today is my request to the council. Without you, Mr. Mayor cannot act alone. Mr. Mayor has to ask council before he do any action. Now, if you think he's the only soul in charge of Pemberton Township, that's a different story. I'm here and I'm requesting the council, the building which I'm asking, take over and take some action against it. Thank you. Because this is not the way it's gonna go along.
Thank you. Get up there before somebody else does.
Good evening, board members and administration. Judson Parker, 110 4 Mile Road, New Lisbon. We have new residents in New Lisbon. not making a very good first impression. And, I don't know how they got there. I'm talking about 120 4 Mile Road in New Lisbon. We thought it was a halfway house. My wife, who works for DDS State, they looked it up and there's no halfway house in this area sanctioned by the state. So, the house sold for $430,000, and the clientele living in that house definitely cannot afford $430,000 house. So that leads me to believe that they're renting. The police have been there several times. I have witnessed 2 all-out fistfight brawls in the yard there. I've witnessed many bonfires when there was a no fire mandate there. And I don't think I've seen the same person twice at that house. Don't know how many are living in there. But they're disrupting New Lisbon. There is screaming and hollering, and it's all hours of the night and day. I've witnessed a young person with a golf club beating a cardboard box in the yard, screaming at the top of his lungs. So, and now there's other neighbors coming down to us, or me, asking, do you know what's going on down there? So, and these are people up towards the post office. So apparently they're hearing it from their house. So, New Lisbon's kind of been forgotten, and I sure would like it to stay that way. I've been there for 28 years and never had any problems like this. Somebody shined a flashlight in our window a week or 2 weeks ago, and I got up to see somebody running down that direction. So, I'm asking the board and the administration to do something about it. If they would, investigate. I tried to look up information on the buyer, and it's been deleted. So apparently the buyer doesn't want to be public, and maybe for good reasons, I don't know. But in my time living in New Lisbon, my wife and daughter are actually scared to be home at night. I don't like that at all. So, I don't know if you guys do a little digging, find out what's going on, but it's not a good road we're going down, from what I'm seeing. Paul, I'm surprised you haven't heard anything. I know you're further up and in the woods, but
Oh, I'm so sorry. Boy, excuse me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
so I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you contacted code enforcement and?
No, and that's kind of why I'm here tonight. I didn't know if code, if somebody code enforcement has, if it's a rental, if there was inspections, permits done. I don't know.
Well, you can stop by code enforcement office and, ask them to, possibly go out, and see what's going on.
Okay. I don't want to be the person who calls cops all the time.
But-
The police department, they got enough going on.
But you're here.
Huh?
But you're here now, so there's an issue that you wanna get
There
resolved.
is. There is.
The tax records ought to show the owner, right?
Yeah, I was trying to find the address.
The tax records and online records no longer show ownership information due to Daniel's law.
Mm.
So that is now deleted out of public information
Yeah.
that you can see online.
And it takes a while to upload it probably after you sell it anyway, so.
It would, the owner's name would not show up anywhere.
If it's a rental, it would be subject to our inspections and
our-
all of that jazz, right? But it would have to be reported as a rental.
Yeah, I realize, everybody needs a place to live, but you know what? You need to be responsible and you need to know how to live around other people and act. And that is so far from the truth up there, isn't funny. So, there's a problem. And I will, I'll reach out to code enforcement and find out. But, I just wanted to make it known to the board and the administration that there is an issue there.
All right, thanks. Again, code enforcement is the best starting point for us, because like, we legally can't go to code
I understand
enforcement
that.
on your behalf. So I would say, make an appointment, or you just come, where the office is located, right?
Hmm?
Do you know where the code enforcement office is located?
Yes,
Yeah, just go in and talk to them and see what are your options.
very good,
Just take it from there,
very good.
all right?
Thank you.
Wish you luck, thank you.
Thank you. No problem.
Good evening, esteemed council. My name is Linda Vadon, Pemberton Township resident. I'm also the president of the Presidential Lake Civic Association. First, I would like to thank Marty for a wealth of information on upcoming programs. I'm excited about that, and I'll spread the word on our side of town. I do believe as civic organizations, we need to work together, stick together, support our emergency services, police and fire. Which brings me to my next statement. As the president of the Civic Association, I just wanted to say publicly that we are in support of passing Resolution 312-2024. We have the utmost trust in Chief Augustoni and his team. I feel this is a good investment. It's good for our town, especially with the upcoming building that we have coming up. And we the people deserve this truck. The fire department deserves good equipment to work with to protect the town. And our organization feels it's a good thing. And we support Pemberton Township Fire Department and the Police Department. And I just want to say good evening and thank you very much for letting me speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody in general.
Good evening.
I'm going big back in the resolution 312-2024.
May I assume you are America Phillips?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Okay, my name is America Phillips. I live in Presidential Lake, Pemberton Township for 45 years. Same house, same place, and I can tell you the story about PL. Okay, number one, what I wanted, and I'm so happy to hear the list that the last development in this township, we deserve a fire truck will be available in the future. And since all these businesses coming to town and everything, we need the right equipment to fight fires. I recall I saw in Presidential Lake, 2 houses burned down when we didn't have our fire company. And when the fire trucks came, guess what? Well, not enough water was gone. And with this one, will not only help Presidential Lake, but will help all the communities around, especially we live by the fire lanes. We need to be prepared because we never know when we're going to need those vehicles. And as a vice president for the Civic Association Presidential Lake for many years, I've been in their presence, like I said, 45 years. Okay, my next thing will be in reference to the water carnival. That's a good thing what I hear tonight. Our township will continue to have our water carnival. And we should be enrolled also. Be part of the Wise Book, be part, we already in the historic tracks. But we have to just work together, like the other person stated, as a team, all the organizations, because this is how a village is formed. Okay? To me, I like to see a lot of things coming to this town, but we need for the fire department, especially the volunteer. We don't have paid firefighter. Give them the right tools to work with. I was one of them. And thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, council.
Good evening.
My name is Terry Maldonado, 212 Scammell Drive. Actually, I got a couple things I want to bring up. Route 70. How many times do we have to have an accident on 70? Why are we not reaching out to the county for more signage? I myself almost came through the circle, not realizing when I came from 206 down 70, that circle jumps on you in the middle of nowhere. I think if we have a little more signage, it would be a little bit more noticeable to people. People would have the idea to slow down a little bit. My next one, door knockers. Please slow down the door knockers. In the last month, I've had probably 4 different solicitors knock on my door. Roofing, windows, pesticides. It's getting old. Is there a way that we could pass an ordinance to slow that kind of stuff down? My next one, trash. For 2 weeks, there was a toilet on the side of the road. The toilet didn't get picked up until I called Mayor Tompkins. Mayor Tompkins sent somebody out to get it. And Mayor, no disrespect, he even told me himself, it's a county road. It shouldn't matter. This is our township. Take pride in our township. If we don't care, nobody else is gonna care about us. My next point, the Pulse Point app. And I actually have a question for Chief Augustoni. How many fires did we have in the last month? Just a random question.
Last month,
Within the last month. And I know there's quite a few because I have the Pulse Point app.
I don't have that close one here.
Okay, well, see, I have the app and I hear about all the fires and stuff.
We, in the month of November, I don't think we had any structure fires. We had pretty October.
Not confirmed.
We had like a shed maybe.
Okay.
October, we had a lot.
So the point being is, why is it such a stink over a fire truck? I get it, the truck is a lot of money, I get it. I also know how co-ops work because I've been on the school board for 12 years. I know how that works. Buy the fire truck. You're planning to building up this town, you're going to need the resources to support this town. So there's that. My next thing, and I actually talked to Mayor Tompkins about this, I think that we should have Augustoni here and was it Chief Louise, is it Chief or Captain? Captain Louise from the police department. We should have them here giving the residents a report every month, saying how many domestics, how many accidents, how many fires, how many, and this way, when something like the fire truck comes up, it should be a no-brainer. We should be able to support the decisions being made by the administration as a taxpayer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Terry. You go ahead.
I don't know if I said it to you or not, the timing was right, almost perfect. I was driving up and down TBM Road, and there was probably a 3 or 4 foot by 3 or 4 foot piece of plywood about this thick alongside the road. And I finally was driving by in a government vehicle, and I pulled over and I threw it in the back of the truck. And I got back to the township building and I called the director of public works and I said, you know, we live in this town, this is our town. We need to take better pride in our town, and if our people are driving down the street and they see something thrown off the side of the road or whatever, they need to pull over and pick it up and throw it in the back of the truck. Now, I don't know how successful we've been doing that, but I did put out that direction, and I don't care if it's a township road, a county road,
I agree.
what. This is the town we live in, we care about the town we live in, and we're gonna take care of the town we live in. So, I,
For the last week, there's been broken glass in front of the doctor's office, right on the bridge. You're not telling me a township vehicle is not going by. You want me to stop? I'll stop there all day long. I don't care, I'll probably get ran over in the process, but I'll pick the glass up one way or another. But it's the simple things that we're not doing, that we can do to make our town look more appealing. You put fresh coat of paint on a pile of turd, it's gonna brighten it up and make it look nice, right? I'm just saying. But we have to make our town look presentable to the outside.
I hope you can spread that sentiment all over.
Oh, I think.
I'll tell you,
Terry.
I live on 4 Mile Road, I pick up trash along there, it's just hard, it's in front of my property,
But the
Next
point
day,
being,
I can go out and pick it up again the next day. I mean,
our town has a very bad reputation. Why, I lived here all my life, I'm 58 years old, I've lived in this town my entire life. Mr. Gardner?
Yes, the door knockers, you know, they say it takes a village. Driving around Pemberton, Browns Mills, you see some houses that it's like, how can they live in a situation like that? So there's people around here that don't care. When these door knockers come here, it's like, there is no unity for them. I know the police department put out a list the other day about, door knockers that was approved for the township. But there's some, if everyone has practiced this, if the door knocker comes to your house unannounced or uninvited, ask them this one thing: where's your Pemberton permit?
I do it all the time.
They're gonna try to finagle with words and this, cheat this. No, you ask them, where's their Pemberton permit? If they don't have one, tell them, you're going to call the police. So I've called the police on several of those people because they just keep coming and coming and coming, and they don't want to take no for an answer. So if everyone, since the police and the code enforcement, whoever can't be there all the time, they're coming to your houses, our houses. First question, where is your permit from Pemberton? If they don't have one, see you, and I'm calling the police, because they're gonna leave your house and go to the next house thinking they're not gonna have the same question. So I'm just urging all the residents, just do that. Like I say, it takes a village. If you want to get rid of all these people or the trash or whatever, you know, first of all, if they're living like that, there's probably something wrong with them, but they don't see it, but that is probably can't help. But the door knockers, we can curb it a little bit, especially around the springtime and the holiday time, and they wanna do this, do that. So ask them, where is your permit? And don't take no, they're gonna finagle with prices and this and that. Well, I had one guy, oh, it's in my truck. Where's your truck? It's on the next block. Well, go get it. He never came back. Let's look call the police anyway. All right?
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest problems here is the not knowing. A lot of people don't know that these solicitors are supposed to have an ID from the Township Police Department, which I had to do because when Petrarca was in office, I had complained about something and, I think it was the surveyors, surveyors, when they were coming out and surveying our properties and stuff like that. And he said, so did they have an ID? I'm like, that's when I learned that you needed an actual township ID.
You know, I know the mayor or us can't tell the police how to run their department. There's one suggestion: if you're out in the patrol and you see somebody soliciting, hey, excuse me, do you have an ID on you?
Listen, I'm just saying, as a taxpayer and as a resident, it's getting old.
Yeah, it does.
And I have a ring camera, my camera's constantly going off, if somebody's
The thing
standing on
is-
my front porch, when I have it clearly marked on my front porch, beware of dog bites, and they still come up on my porch.
And it's like, no, it's not in their vocabulary. They just wanna sell.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Thanks a lot. Next.
I wish.
46 Rising Road. First of all, I just want to say that last night's planning board meeting was such a huge success for the township. I mean, that the approval on the Pemberton Commons now, as we'll call it, Pemberton Commons Shopping Center, has been received by the community like overwhelmingly. I did one post on it and posted just a little picture of the map today, and there were like almost 500 responses immediately. People are so excited about it. So I really feel like we're moving forward with that, and I know everybody's been very involved with it, and I thank you for that. I wanted to see if you could give me any sort of an update on what's going on with Sycamore Hall. I know that there's been some discussion on it. I don't know whether you can give me an update on what's going on. And I know you don't like to answer until afterwards, but I do want to say that it's been the popular answer when I've asked for
an update on what's going on with the property has been that before and after properties tragically lost one of their partners who died in an accident shortly after the purchase was made of Sycamore Hall. And so that was the contractor that they were used to using. That was what Mr. Hornicle had told me way back in December, I guess. So that's, I don't know, and maybe, I'm sorry, during the summer at some point, he said that was one of the reasons for the holdup on work being done. But as of October 18th, Ocean County tax records indicate that before and after properties has 75 properties in Ocean County, all of them in Manchester Township. So it's really curious to me that they would only have one contractor that they've ever worked with, and I think that's sort of a, you know, that wouldn't be justification for nothing being done for over a year now on the property. So I would question that. And aside from that, I don't know anything about fire trucks, but I have to say, in 51 years, there's never been a time when we have not received immediate response to any call that had to do with anything related to work. Last time I had a gas leak in my dryer, I was on the phone with PSE&G explaining why I was not going to evacuate my property, and the chief was at my front door. So that quickly. So yeah, so I do support the fire company, and I don't know about fire trucks, but I do support the service that they've provided to me in the past. Thank you. And if somebody could answer, is there any update that you can give on Sycamore Hall?
Administration, everything.
I don't have anything I can share.
I don't have anything.
Valerie Roar, Pemberton Road. I have just one question, and it kind of goes to the developments. The Greenberg development that's coming, and the money that we are spewing into getting the water and whatnot. I just want to know if someone is keeping a tab of how much it's costing the taxpayer with all the different details. And I'm not saying that we don't need a fire truck, but with all the, if we have an idea of how much one development's costing our town, adding more is just going to be, if we know how much it's costing us, we at least have an idea how much the next development is going to cost us. Does someone keep the tabs? So we know when our taxes go up, we can say, yep, it's not really saving us money because we're spending hundreds of thousands bringing them in. That's my only question.
So, anybody up here?
I have a rough running estimate, Mrs. Worth, that I keep.
And if memory serves right, all development agreements, part of it is for them to reimburse the township any money they put out.
Okay, but how long? How long? And when the water itself is gonna cost, millions of dollars, first we gotta pay that out before we get any of that back. So I don't see that happening anytime soon. So our taxes are gonna go up before you say, oh, here's a penny back of all, of what you paid out. You're getting us pennies on the dollar of what we dished out. It's not,
You live in Pemberton, right?
Yes, I don't live in Pemberton, but I have Pemberton property. So yes, my stuff is gonna go up just like everybody else's. So I wanna know if I appreciate someone's keeping tabs, so we at least have something to fight against when the next development and you're pushing everything through. It's costing us an arm and a leg, and we're already, a lower income area. You're gonna force us to leave because we can't afford to be here because you're bringing in, the taxes are gonna be too high. That's all.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Deeds. reside at 534 Cactus Street in Browns Mills. I'm here for two purposes. One, I've been a member of the Pemberton Township Volunteer Fire Company for almost 2 years now. I joined because of Chief Augustoni. I 100% support him and the decisions that he makes. And I 100% support and hope that you will support in passing resolution 312-2024. So I'm very hopeful that that will be passed tonight. Second, I am the Township Lions Coordinator, and we are going to be having our first Tag Expo on Wednesday the 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Country Lakes Firehouse. We have invested in a lot of hands-on equipment, and we're really looking for community council, for everybody to come out and start to learn how to have difficult conversations with their children, preteens, and teenagers. So we would really like to have the support. I know that we sent out the invitation to current council members as well as upcoming council members. So we really look forward to seeing everybody, and we'll post pictures and videos of everyone using the equipment as well. Thank you.
Ms. Dees, just for the public, would you repeat when, where?
Sure. So the Tag Expo is Wednesday the 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Country Lakes Firehouse.
Good evening, members of the council. My name is Brian Kitson. I live at 410 California Trail here in Pemberton Township. I am the vice president of the Pemberton Township Volunteer Fire Company. I've been a member for 33 years. I'm here to ask you for your support to Chief Augustoni and the department's endeavor to receive a new piece of apparatus. As times change, the nature of the job of firefighting changes constantly. With the changes coming to the township of last night's meeting of the planning board, this is a piece of equipment that we are going to need. I would rather see a piece of equipment that won't nickel and dime the township or the residents left and right. I know we have support from a lot of the residents here in this township. We've dedicated to the members and residents of this township. It's been this way for many, many years. So I'm here to ask your support and for a yay vote on the purchase of the apparatus under resolution 312-2024. Thank you.
We appreciate your contribution, Mr. Kitson. All you do for the state.
Good evening, Harry Harper, 18 Highland Road.
Good evening.
Thank you all for coming. First thing, 3/10/2024, authorized ARH associates for engineering work in the amount of $15,500. As far as I remember, we've already done cured in place pipe on several sections of road over the last couple of years. And in my opinion, it's money wasted because ARH is just gonna cut and paste what Vortex Industries says they're gonna do. You know, it's a proven process. You don't need an engineer to verify it. So let's save you $15,500 and put it to better use somewhere. And since we're on the subject of the ARH, a couple of months ago, they billed us $75,000 of a $135,000 grant we had for rain gardens along the lake. And then they wanted more money. And I never heard any more about that. I was just wondering if we ever got a report on that. And what happened to the rest of the money for that grant. And if possibly that money could be turned over to the Environmental Commission. I think they're very capable of putting in those rain gardens and getting free engineering help from Rutgers University to get them done. And if we haven't gotten any reports from ARH, maybe we ought to ask for our $75,000 back. Again, more money we can use somewhere else. Somebody brought up, Marie Reynolds brought up about the planning board meeting last night. Good thing, gonna build a new shopping center uptown. But last night, you know, it was pretty much brought out that they had no plans in taking care of Mr. Elliott here. So he's gonna be evicted soon. And again, you know, administration has not, you know, tried to work out anything with them and help them out. I believe administration is the ones that initially said they would help the remaining, you know, businesses there. We need to try to help them any way we can. You know, I mean, now that it's been passed through planning board, it's not going to be long before they're tearing the buildings down. You know, these guys are going to get their eviction notices. So anything, you know, council can do to persuade administration to help them, that's, last night at the planning board meeting was a good thing, you know. But, you know, here's developers that come in from out of town, you know, don't have, you know, any vested interest until they get these buildings built. And, you know, we're, not that we've bent over backwards, you know, the planning board did their due diligence. You know, it was mentioned, you know, by somebody, they do whatever it took to get it passed. But yet, a businessman that's been here for, I don't know how long he's had the laundry up there, 15, 18 years. You know, we won't do anything to help him. It's a shame. You know, we need to do whatever we can. Next subject, before and after properties. I know we got a fill-in solicitor today. I don't know, but the last thing I remember Andy Baird saying here was he was gonna send out a letter to before and after properties to appear here. You know, I don't know why we keep dancing around these guys, you know. If nothing else, we need to ask them why they're not doing what they were supposed to do under the contract that the township made. We need to hold them accountable. I'm glad to hear we got the Water Carnival gonna happen, and, you know, BMIA is doing some big things with that. I think that's all I got for tonight. Oh yeah, Greenberg. I mean, in closed session, did we have any discussions about supplying water for Greenberg? Because that's another thing that's not on the council agenda, but, you know, that's an issue we need to discuss, I think. We got any answers for anything? ARH, Greenberg?
I don't know about ARH, the administration. Have you had anything from ARH?
You know, I meant to call the Public Works Director today because I needed a refreshed memory on this. The $15,000, if I remember right, and I could be wrong, probably am wrong. We got a federal grant, I believe, for lining the sewer interceptor down Lakehurst Road. And I believe we need these folks to overview the contract and stuff. And that's probably what this is. But then again, like I said, I wanted to verify that today and I didn't get a chance to. So I apologize for that.
Yeah, all right, well, I mean, if it's the case and a federal grant are asking for that, I can understand, but it's a process we've done several times. We shouldn't need the engineers to, you know, do it again and again.
Mr. Harper, I got a question for you.
Yes,
And
sir.
Don't pick nothing up, it's just a question.
Yes,
You'll be here in about 1 month, occupying one of these seats.
yes, I understand.
How would you, what's your proposal to help Mr. Ellis? you claim that we're not helping it. What's your proposal to bring to the mayor? Or whoever?
Well, I mean, first thing, you need to bring them in, sit down and talk and see what we can do. I mean, and I know the squad building has been brought up and, you know, we just passed in the planning board, you know, to do Pemberton Commons, so we're gonna have a whole lot of new commercial stuff going on right there now. So do we really need to sell that whole big, you know, triangle shaped piece? And, you know, I think we could cut out the emergency squad building and, you know, bring some revenues into the town, revitalize that building. You know, and then, amazingly, that building would be paying taxes to the town on a yearly basis based on what it's worth after Mr. Ellie gets it all fixed up.
Seems like there are a lot of, to me, it seems like there are a lot of empty sewer slots in some of the other.
Well, you have to, I mean,
shopping
I know a
centers
little
have-
bit of his situation, he needs to have city water, needs to have city sewer, because the laundromat business, he needs to, you know, he needs to have natural gas, and not every place he's went has either the size or capacity, you know. He's looked from, you know, what I understand, yeah, and, you know, we have an empty building sitting there that's done nothing but, you know, deteriorate, and, you know, I don't know what he's offering, whether it's 200,000, 225,000, what the number is, but, yeah, it's money that goes into the general fund, or it goes into debt reduction. Either way, it's a positive flow for the town. And again, once it's up and running, he's paying yearly taxes, plus he's paying all his yearly fees that he pays for his machines and stuff to the town that we're not gonna lose, you know. If we just let it go by the wayside, we're gonna lose a business.
And, you know, I understand all that, but we're not the victim, Mr. Ellie. And again, I'm going back 2 years ago when the agreement was
Yeah.
start building one side. And then-
It was brought up at the planning board meeting last night, and they said they're welcome to move in once we build those 7 buildings, which are gonna be the last buildings they build in the project. And, yeah, so where's he go for 18 months? And, you know, can he afford to rent once it's offered to him? You know, that's the thing. You can't expect any business to sit idle for 18 months.
So this January, I'm assuming 2nd next year, what's your plans?
Well, I mean, I told you what I
Not
thought.
so easy, right? It's
No,
not-
I know,
Yeah.
I understand, I know. I've got a big thick thing of homework I've been doing for the last couple of days, you know. So, but, yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a reasonable thing to do. I mean, the town owns so many properties. We've had, different sales occasionally to sell vacant properties and all. And, you know, we sell a lot of those at very reasonable prices, you know, below market prices.
Those are vacant properties. This
Well,
one is occupied
It's-
partially.
Well, it's vacant. It has a building on it, but it's vacant.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the bigger picture, cause, and this was, I'm gonna say Mr. Harnick, because he gave me an insight of, you know, trying to keep that bigger picture going, and the bigger picture is beneficial for the township. I feel for Mr. Ellie, but it's beneficial, it's the whole lot. It's a big beneficial for the township as far as revenue, but it does get developed.
I think even if you subdivided that out, but it's probably already still the way it was done, it probably doesn't even need to be subdivided out. It's probably already separated. But even if you sell the remaining ground, you can find something different to buy the smaller parcels of ground.
Well, I'm gonna give you
Like I said, right now you got, you know, 3 big buildings coming in and a row of 7 more stores coming in the next 18 months. So how many more, you know, businesses you're gonna have to fill those spots first, you know?
So, I'm gonna give you a task next January. Persuade the mayor to meet with Mr. Ellie and work out something.
I would like to persuade them, you know, I would like to persuade the administration, you know, I mean, I I thought, and I know you guys all know it, we were all elected to, speak
Serve.
for the people and serve the people.
Correct.
And do the best interest of the town.
Maybe because that whole lot is benefits for the township, maybe just sit down talking and see Mr. Ellis' point of view. Okay, Mr. Ellis, yeah, you're right, let's give you this portion, right, but it's all a matter of sitting down.
Sitting down and talking,
talking.
yes, you're right.
Because he's gonna sit down and
I've
talk.
never agreed with you more.
But by simply sitting down and talking,
Yes,
you never know what can come out. And when I say talking, a real conversation, okay?
it all starts from talking, yes,
So
yes,
I'll
okay.
see you January 2nd, all right?
All right, I appreciate that, thank you, and hopefully we can find some things out about ARH and what's going on with them.
Chuck on every Holly Ave, Brown Messenger. Good evening, council. Here to support the 312-2024, the fire apparatus. The town definitely needs it, as everybody said, with the new buildings coming in, safety of the guys. I'm hoping for a yes on this, with the, safety, the new features that this truck is gonna, give to the town and the guys. I'm also the captain of the fire department. I've been there for a little over 4 years now. And I wanna continue to stay. So, that's it. Thank you.
I don't know how that vote's gonna go, but we appreciate your service.
Chuck,
Thank you.
if I can clarify one thing. You
Yeah.
said you're captain with our fire service?
Yes.
You're also a deputy chief in another department, correct?
Yes, I am.
So you do have a wealth of experience and knowledge, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
We haven't seen you for a little while, we're worried about you.
I'm here now. But I tell everybody, I was in upstate New York for 3 weeks. I had a great time up in the mountains. That's one thing, and my grandson. Remember Danny? He had a baby. Did I tell you that? Is this your son? Oh, I never met you before, hello. Yes, very handsome. Look like your mom. Yeah.
Did you wish to address the council at all?
I would love to address, but you all start talking to me first, so don't even think about blaming it all on me. Let me sign here, okay? For people who don't know, my name is Michelle Foreman. I don't know what happened. I'm just wondering, usually people tell me they're cold, but tonight they're telling me they're not, but I am. Is the heat on tonight? Is the heat working? Are you cold? Is anybody else cold up here? You're cold.
Michelle, your time is going.
That's okay, I wanna know. I have a question.
Degrees. It's 72 degrees in here.
And the heater is working?
It's 72 degrees in here.
Okay, but it does work, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for admitting that you were cold too. That made me feel a little bit like something must be wrong with me. I don't get cold at my house usually, so, okay, here we go. Back to business, okay. All right, time is ticking. All right, are we the timer tonight? How many more minutes do I have?
4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Really? That was only, okay.
7 seconds.
Okay, I gotta talk fast. We got an animal control officer yet.
2, 3.
When did that happen?
I believe we have a contract that goes through,
Medford?
yeah, the one we've always had.
Yeah.
I believe that goes through the middle of the year, and we're retaining that contract until the end of it, and then we'll reevaluate. We have hired 2 part-time officers.
Really?
You will actually see a black Tahoe with white lettering, Pemberton Animal Control on the side of it, driving around town on occasion.
Oh, wow,
So we do have animal control.
that's beautiful, thank you.
It was requested.
Yeah, thank you, I've been fighting for that for years. Good to know, can you tell me your name of them, or which, you know?
It's top secret, man.
Top secret. I'll figure that out. We'll figure that out later. So, 2 part-time, and they're already started working? All right. This is really good news for me. Yeah. So, let's see, how can I keep this fast? Okay, I'll just get straight to the point. All right, so up there, you know how I love that little park over there, and next to, it's right next to us, over here, the football field. The football field. Nesbit. Yeah, Nesbit. Okay, so they have a beautiful walking path where you can walk around, right? And so, yeah, but there's a problem. Some people bring their dogs out there and they're throwing, you know, and the dogs are running, and I'm calling the police. I'm like, I'm trying to walk, around there and do my physical therapy, because they have exercise stations along there, okay? They have these workout stations along the path, okay? So this one lady comes and she's over here, and then she's over there, and then she moves the dog over here, so I'm trying to do my exercise and everything. I'm calling the police, and I'm like, some of the police don't know about the leash law. I don't know if you know about it. The state of New Jersey has a leash law. You know about it? Or you just saying hi to somebody? Okay, so anyway, they're not really, you're supposed to have your dog on leash when you're in the park. I have a problem too when I ride my bike at the railroad, that walking path down there. People have their dogs, and some of their dogs are a little on the vicious side. But I gotta make this fast. So the police don't understand the leash law, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try to, how's the best way for me to talk to animal control? Can I call them? Do they answer phones, or do they have an extension?
You wanna ask all your questions and then get answers at the end?
Oh, right, you're right. Okay, so, so the thing is that police are like, oh, well, you know, people need to exercise their dogs. So what's more important, the people, me and my son going to exercise, which is made for, people to work out and exercise, because they have these exercise stations, and that's what it's made for. I think we only have one dog park. I understand we can't solve this problem tonight. I understand that, trust me. It's a problem. Okay, I'm just gonna end this by saying one thing. I was watching the news, this man was riding his bike, pit bulls came after him, 5, it was on the news, about, within the last month. 5 pit bulls came after him, ripped him off his bike, 5 dogs pulled him up to somewhere, I don't know where. And when he ended up, somebody tried to go help him, the lady had to run and call 911 because she was getting bit. The man ended up dying. He got bit by these pit bulls, 300 bites, and he died in the hospital, whether it was a day, within 24 hours, or 4 days later, of septic. So, dogs are dangerous, and I can't tell by looking at a dog if it's vicious or not all the time. So the police expected me to know if it's vicious or not, and they wanted to tell, so, yeah, okay, this is, my 5 minutes is up, so if you could tell me how to get in touch with animal control, I'd like to talk to them about this, so that everybody can be on the same page about these dogs. They can't just be, they have to be on the leash, and so I'll try to find out more information about the leash law. Go ahead, I'm done. I'm done.
What I would suggest, Michelle, is instead of going to animal control, I would possibly ask council to have our solicitor review the state statute, and then develop a local ordinance that follows the state statute, for a leash law within the township. And if it's a local ordinance, then it's something that our police officers would easily be able
Excuse
to
me.
enforce.
We have a leash law.
Okay, thank you.
Code 94-29, animals at large, they're not allowed, they have to be on the leash.
Well, why are the police saying it's
Dash
okay?
18.
It's okay that they're off a leash, it's fine with us. We don't care if you can't exercise here anymore.
Well, now you know the ordinance, and if you quote it off, they should be able to look it up and do the citation.
I did try to reach out, and I tried to talk to one of the sergeants, he's in agreement with that they can, it's okay if they, are at large, because they need their exercise, don't worry about us. But I can't solve it in 5 minutes, but I'll be back, you know that.
Thank you. Anyone else, wishing to address?
Kevin Guthrie, 217 Birmingham Road. I suppose somebody has to talk about the opposition to this fire truck. I fully support the fire department. My house burnt down in 2008. But I'm looking at this and I'm going, it's $1 million for a fire truck. Was this truck ordered already? Was it already, I mean, did it go through council before you ordered it?
The truck's not ordered, that's what
The
this
truck's
says.
not ordered, okay.
This gives approval to order.
But it states that this is a special truck in need. Is something special?
It's custom, sir.
Okay. Is there a custom for a reason?
Sir,
Because when you look at values of other fire trucks, you know, this is kind of like on the expensive side.
I've talked over the years, not as the mayor or a councilman, but I've talked to a few firefighters in other professions, and it's not uncommon to see a fire truck running in the $1 million ballpark range per vehicle. Anytime you're talking public safety, the price of stuff is very, very high. An example is if you go camping or whatever, and you have those little handheld CB radios, you can pick those up at Walmart for $100, $200, I would guess each. I was just talking to our police chief, we would like to purchase some new radios for our police department, and I remember when they were back in the 90s, $2,000 to $3,000 a piece. They're now 6,000 plus each for one of those portable radios that they have. It's the pricing of this stuff is really, really high, and a lot of the fire truck stuff is they are custom built. I mean, they have custom equipment on there, custom configurations for the needs of the community. I know one example where we are kind of special or unique, I guess would be a better way to put it, is cities, you roll down the street and every corner you see a fire hydrant. In Pemberton Township, there are sections of the town where there are 0 fire hydrants because everyone's on a well.
I completely understand. My house was required
So you know where I'm
truck
going
that
on
came in
this.
with water and
Or
I
can-
watched my house burn down to nothing.
Or can pull the water out of a lake or a stream if there's one available or whatever.
Right.
So we have
But
unique
still,
requirements.
But still, when you look, there are used fire trucks out there that are at quarter the price.
Why would you go used? What we're replacing is a 20-year-old truck. We're looking, either replacing them, I'm sorry? 24-year-old truck. We're either looking at replacing them, or next year we can go through the Department of Vehicles and request QQ tags for these things because they're antique status. Legally antiques. Why would we want to replace them with a used vehicle, which we have no?
To save the taxpayers $1 million?
I'd rather buy one new and get another 24 years of service out of that new vehicle.
Mr. President, sir, I didn't get your name, I'm sorry.
My name's Kevin Guthrie.
Can I call you Kevin?
Sure.
Okay, Kevin. First of all, just to give you, it's not $1 million. The council was gracious enough to allocate to the fire department in a bond for $1 million. We went through a co-op, which is legal, So if we went through the bidding process, which would be to send out bids, all the legal stuff that's involved in it, that particular truck you're looking at would be $1,135,362.91.
Excuse me just for a second, just for the record, the voice we're hearing is Craig Augustoni, the chief
Fire
of
chief,
police
I'm sorry.
from the,
It's not
Fire
Gary.
chief, not police. Fire chief, not police.
Did you?
did I say please? Sorry.
I
Fire
have a
chief.
comment for that, but I won't say it. Sorry, Kevin. So through the co-op, we received $136,271.72 in discounts for using the co-op, which brings the fire truck to $999,091.19. So, as I said, the council was gracious enough. We started out, the mayor suggested, proposed 2.5 million, because that's what usually the going rate is for a truck. And by the way, if we don't secure the truck, it's ridiculous. I agree with you. Harry and I were talking when I went to fire school with Harry, when we were buying trucks back in that day, they were a couple $100,000, maybe not even close to that. But that's just that's an industry standard. There are manufacturers out there right now that start off at $2 million, Pierce, other conglomerations that do that. So the corporation with Suffin is a very good truck for across the river. We also cut out a lot of stuff, we won't have to fly anywhere. They usually embed that into the cost, a soft cost. The truck, if the council is gracious enough to pass it tonight, it'll be built across the river, which will save on inspection fees and stuff like that. So the truck's not $1 million, it's pretty close to it, but we were allocated $1 million. It doesn't mean you spend $1 million, but we were allocated $1 million. Like I said, we went from 2.5 million, and I believe down to 1.5, and then
2.5 was for two.
okay, and then we went to the $1 million with it. So the money was allocated, it has not been spent yet. That's what they're going to decide tonight. And we believe that we've designed a truck for our community to last, because as Mr. Harper and I were talking at the fire station, this won't be replaced for another 20 years. It's not like a city truck where they have a replacement program. And those vehicles that you're talking about, Mr. Ward called me and we spoke about, they're what they call stock trucks. So they would probably not meet our needs. Like, we have a lower hose bed. Our discharges are coming off the rear instead of the sides by the pump out. You know how the hoses come off the side of the truck?
Yes.
So we decided to do a front bumper, which seems to be, those are meeting our tactical objectives as we'd see. So there's safety involved. The roll-up doors that come with these particular trucks that they looked at, we have roll-up doors right now. And two of our chief mechanics in the audience, we have a lot of problems with roll-up doors. The other thing it does, it takes up a lot of space inside the cabin, inside the compartment, which then you can't utilize for tools. So, and I understand and I appreciate, I'm a taxpayer also, sir.
That's right.
So I appreciate that. I've been serving this community for close to 50 years. This is my third truck that I've helped design. So the truck was built based upon the need of the community. I agree, it's ridiculous. A ladder truck is like $3 to $5 million. It's crazy, but this is nothing unique. But what we did is we chose to go to a co-op, which cuts through a lot of the other things that we would have to do if we went out to a for a bid. I hope I answered your question.
I just kind of looked at the prices of these trucks, and they are crazy.
It's crazy.
And I just didn't understand, because I did see a site out there that had used fire trucks, and, you know.
So the problem you have with that is if the parts problems, the truck may not be, we designed this truck for our fire protection needs in the town. If you go get a used truck.
Yeah, but when you're looking at a truck that, from what I've seen, may cost $350,000, and with a few upgrades, you may be able to save yourself some.
But and that's the point, okay, but it may not meet the needs of, we may not be able to put as much hose on it, the hose, once again, the configuration of it, and then what type of warranty you're getting with it. Most of those trucks, because like when we go to sell the truck, all right, they may not give you the warranty that we're gonna get with the new truck. Like anything else you go out and use, there's a limited warranty. I wouldn't know without looking.
What's the maintenance record on these things for a 20-year period?
Depends on what it, what it is. You mean, so our Our Department of Fleet Maintenance does all the maintenance on it, so the maintenance would be done, there'd be routine maintenance done, and then if during whatever the warranty period is with the truck, the company that manufactured the truck would take care of those repairs. But the motor and stuff like that would still go to our fleet maintenance. So I don't have that stuff readily serviced because our municipal fleet service does that. So they do all the maintenance on fire trucks, fleet maintenance, and our chief mechanic is here, so. Anyway, sir, I appreciate that comment, and I appreciate you asking a question.
Council President, may I have a couple of minutes? Mr. Mayor. There's a lot of questions on this fire truck. When I got elected and got into office 2 years ago, I sit down with a lot of the department heads and had conversations. Chief Agostoni told me that one of his concerns was some of our equipment was aging. And he would really like to start looking at getting a fire truck purchased in a pipeline. So we had a conversation, and I told him pretty much straight up at the beginning. I agree that the equipment's 20 years old, it's time to look at doing this. So I asked Chief Agostoni to go ahead and start building out a truck, getting with his team and talking to his people and finding out what we need to do the job and do the job correctly for our community. And I do believe that Chief Agostoni got with his firefighters and they formed a committee, is that correct? And they had discussions on what works, what doesn't work, and what they need. And Chief Agostoni, and I believe I've said this before the council before, assured me that what we get is going to be a working truck, something to be for the community to put out fires, and not a show truck that's gonna be in parades and other things with all the bells, whistles, chrome, and everything else. This past year, we did the budget, we talked about it, and I authorized putting 2 trucks into the budget. During our negotiations, if you remember right, we pulled one of those trucks out. And that's where the price went from 2.5 to 1.25. And then in further budget discussions, that number got dropped down to $1 million. So Chief has been working really, really hard with his team to get the co-op information, get all the pricing information, and get to the point where we are now. This isn't just 10, 15 hours of work. This is hundreds and hundreds of hours of work from the chief and the department and the members in the department doing their best for the community that they live in and they serve, and they also pay taxes for. So that's why we have this on the agenda tonight, is to purchase this truck. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my goal or my hopes and desires are to have another one of these trucks on the agenda next year at this time. Because we do have an older fleet that is starting to really need some serious love. And that's gonna be a replacement.
Okay, we're gonna take up that, resolution, in due course here as we have to look at it. We're gonna take it up.
Okay. I thought I heard table.
I got a cold, it's not coming out all clearly, I guess.
I heard that.
Is there anybody else? Miss Dusty, good evening.
Hi, Pat Guthrie, Birmingham. I just wanted to come up here and, mention that I went to a meeting on last Monday at the Kennedy Center. It was, for the LCV, which stands for League Conservation Voters, I guess. And, it was a very interesting meeting. Rutgers was there. And the Rutgers engineers came out and said that they offered to all the township, you know, their services at no cost to help with some of the design features in each one of the communities. And they're surprised that more townships don't reach out to them to utilize their services. We seem to spend a lot of money with ARH, like one of them being that water garden. And the meeting that I went to had to do with stormwater runoffs and the creation of water gardens to help prevent the stormwater runoffs. And, just beautify the area also. And I know we spent a lot of money to the engineers to create the design for us, and we still don't have anything, where Records is ready, willing, and able to come out with their engineers and help with any jobs that, the township needs. So I just kinda thought I would bring that up to council. Maybe we could save a lot of money. It seems like we're getting nickeled and dimed at this point, 15,000 here, 7,000 here. And to take in consideration, nothing is being done yet. Maybe we should utilize some of these free services that, our college is offering to us. Thank you.
Thank you. On down.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Christy Van Bramer. I'm a resident here in Pemberton Township for 20 years. Good morning, Ms. Fitz. I'm here to ask you guys to please take in consideration for our fire department for 3/12/2024. I am also a member of the fire department. I've been there since 2010. Mr. Augustoni has been a great leader for us, and we need this fire truck. Think about this. Think about your own kids or your own grandkids and a fire breaks out. Think about that if you don't let us have a new fire truck. And everybody behind me, think about that. Because I do. And I'd rather see us spend that money for our department so we can save lives. And that's what we're here to do. Secondly, I live on Weymouth Road. I live right behind the school at Denbo. I haven't brought this up before, but my son, who works for Township, was walking home with my granddaughter and other kids, and kids are speeding in their cars, almost hitting kids coming from Denbo. Something needs to be done on that road. They're coming out of our mobile home park, speeding both ways. I live right in the middle of the road, and I asked them with my husband, please slow down. I get a finger, and I am a Christian. I don't play. My grandkids and those kids need either speed bumps. I don't know if, Mr. Mayor, you can do something about it, but we need something. Crossing guards, something. I already talked to the schools, and they said this is a township thing. It's not a school thing. So that's why I'm bringing that to you guys tonight. I don't know if any other resident has, but I see it every day. I work in the schools, and our kids need to be protected because there is violators out there. There is kids speeding. Thank you.
You're talking about Weymouth Road?
Yes.
Can
So
I,
I live right on Weymouth.
forgive me, I don't know the area as well as I should.
So it's like,
It's
where
behind
Bel
Denbo,
Air-
right?
Yeah, it's right
And-
behind where
right by
Bel Air
the
is
Bel
at
Air?
the end of our street.
Okay.
So they're come flying out there.
The,
Like,
the issue is coming out of that Bel Air trailer park.
it's coming out of there and
But
kids going,
if
and
you,
people going.
if you turn left on, what road is it? Rancocas? That's not township road. It's
But they're
private.
coming straight onto Weymouth,
Right.
where I live, where the kids walk.
Where it turns into township property, we may be able to do something there.
That's
But
what
what
I'm
I'm
asking
trying to
about,
say-
Weymouth Road,
Right.
not Rancocas,
What,
Weymouth.
what I've been asking other residents to do is send me an email, tell me your address, requesting a speed hump or a speed bump or whatever you wanna call it. There's a process. We have to do a traffic study and some other things too. Being close to the school, that would probably be a priority for us. But again, we have a process we have to follow. And the first thing is getting a request from a resident saying, hey, I feel we have a speeding problem here. Can you install a speed bump? And when I gave your email, I'll pass that on to our public works folks and the chief of police. And that kind of gets things started. When we get funding, then we go through the list and look at prioritizing. And it's mayor@PembertonTW-TWP.com. If if you go on the website,
Yeah,
you'll find
okay.
it.
I'll do
Okay?
that. Thank you. for your-
Christine,
Thank
real
you.
quick, sorry. Is this doing dismissal?
Yes.
Is happening?
It's happening a lot during dismissal time.
So it's dismissal, which is a set time?
Denbo,
No, for Denver, it's set time. It's
yeah, there's set
dismissal.
times, but kids walk to school and home, my whole development, even on the other side of Berkeley, are walkers, and there's not even sidewalks in there. So, I'm not gonna bring that up, because I have sidewalks, but I do feel for all those kids and their parents.
Yeah, well, I
So
know the
there's
mayor
a lot
can't,
of issues going on with that development that need to be addressed.
yeah, and I know the mayor really can't, persuade the chief, police chief to do anything, but if it's possible, just like at, dismissal time, just drive around the area, the park.
I know they used to have a cop sit there, like on that corner, but again, like you guys said, they're encroaching private property, and Weymouth is township.
Once the course
But
opens.
they did stop somebody, not that, like maybe a week ago, they pulled somebody over for they were rocking it on that road, maybe 25, even that I think is too much, because some of them are walking home by themselves.
With the speed limit, that would have to have a traffic study at the end,
Okay.
and the council would have to approve the change on that.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all had a good Thanksgiving. I'm Pete King, 247 Amherst Avenue. So I just wanted to remind everyone that right now the weather's starting to get colder, so the kids are going to be wearing hats and stuff, so it could start limiting their vision. So please, for the kids' safety, make sure you watch them, and whenever the arm of the bus is out that says stop, there's me drive around there. And hopefully we won't see any of the buses trying to use their bus as a blockade, because that just endangers the traffic and the kids on the bus. But other than, so that's, we don't have a whole lot going on through the schools right now in December. We're going to be having a reorg in January. As far as scouts go, I just want to let people know that one of the benefits of if a young man or young woman earns the rank of first class, or Life Scout or Eagle Scout, they can actually go into the military with a bump in pay grade. And whenever they go into colleges, that helps their applications get a little bit further up on the thing. And also when they go for promotions in their job, when they see the fact that someone's won a Eagle Scout or a Gold Award, that helps get them promoted, which helps the kids, which will help the families. Also, to let y'all know, on the 14th of this month, there's going to be Wreaths Across America up at Jeff Brigadier General Doyle Cemetery. Our scout troops are going to go up there and put wreaths on the veterans' graves for the holidays. And as a resident, I had a question about, I don't know if y'all take care of the light there on the 530 or 38 over there by the Burger King. Those two lights there, I don't know, if y'all have those, or if that's, oh, okay. I was gonna say if we can figure out a way to get those instead of having to wait through several cycles of light, that after like 10 o'clock at night, they can just go to like a flashing red for the turn, but. So other than that, everything is going good for Scouts. We're getting ready, believe it or not, we're gearing up for summer camp. Although camp costs going up, so if anyone ever wants to help Scouts go to camp, we'll hopefully be doing some fundraisers so they can earn their way, because that's part of being a Scout as well. So if anyone has any questions about Scouting, give me a holler.
Pete, what time is the wreaths on the 14th?
Oh crap, I'd have to.
In the afternoon, probably?
I want to say it's like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's in the morning.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay.
morning. So off the top of my head.
Do you have a Facebook page or something?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
post it on Facebook.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right. Anybody else have anything? And last thing, Mr. Mayor, thanks for all you did for helping get that plaza too, because I know you put in a lot of time as well. So
last comment you just made, the mayor had nothing to do with that plaza. Okay, it was a former mayor that had that.
Well, I know under
The
the
one that's
former mayor, it
sports.
sat there for almost 20-something years and nothing happened.
No.
We have a new
Pete,
mayor and
Pete.
it got done.
Before he came into office, that plaza was, the progress was up, already on the way. Okay, it started over 20 years ago, he was mayor for 16 years in this township.
That's all you have, Mr. King, right?
No, I wanted to answer or make a comment on one thing Mr. King said. Magnolia and 530.
Yeah.
The arrow. I'll call, or I'll talk to our public works guys tomorrow and ask them to call the county engineers and see if they can turn that to a red flashing or something. Cause I've been hung up on that many, many times myself. But I guess you could possibly even call the county engineer and say, cause you asked whether it was township or borough. It's neither, it's a county right of way or county road, so they would control the signaling.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, because I remember one time I had to sit through like 5 cycles of lights. I had a police officer behind me, so I finally rolled down my window. There's nothing coming the other direction, so I like pointing that way and giving a thumbs up, and he rolled down his window, gave me a thumbs up, and we both went through. So, all right, thanks.